else up there for like 20 minutes. Then we had a picture of a dog with a mug shot with a jail number on him, a dog with a jail number, and then a picture of a lemon, like they in a piss or something. It looked like the lemon was taking a piss, making lemonade or something. I don't know. It was some sort of thing. It had a typo in it, by the way, but whatever. That also was used in their trial. So when you look, and someone actually put an ingenious post out there. I forget somebody, and I don't read social media when I'm on trial. I don't read the media, period, when I'm on trial. Again, same reason I don't look at juries. I don't need to change what I'm doing. But, my son and your guest, Chris, was like, Dad, you just have to look at this one. I'm like, Chris, I don't read stuff. No, Dad, this is funny. And it was some guy who said, prosecution summation, the donut, the forest, the dog with the booking number chain around his neck, and the lemonade. And then they said defense summation. 10 questions, things that lack corroboration. Boom. I said, that's the difference in the two summation. I was like, boom. I wish I would admit it. Rebuttal. On his rebuttal, I would just defense line up. So, but who knows, guys.
By the way, your son, Chris, was great on the air, and but everyone wants all 5 Tacopinos, including your wife, Tish, who understands holds everything together. So we're giving her a shout out and giving your kids a shout out. I know Michael has 2 more questions, and then we have a very special video question.
Yeah, we do. We don't want to take too much of your time.
Do you have time to stay for that?
Yeah.
Okay, Michael.
So this is something a lot of folks have been asking about because, I was going to say in your argument, but there have been a lot of them between you and Lewin in the court. This particular one was the one in which there was a question about, let's just say ethics and the use of terminology and perjury. And at one point, Lewin says, if you don't stop, I'm going to tell everything. I'm going to talk about everything. What's he talking about?
I have no idea because he does it every day. Every day he complains about everything. So he said, well, you didn't do this, or we didn't do that, or we gave the late notice. Look, I don't want to get into it here, and I'm not looking to bash him here. It happened in the courtroom and the heat of battle happened. But it's every day we have a new complaint. But I find him to be very hypocritical, honestly, for reasons I stated on the record. There's things that were done in this case that honestly shocked me. That shouldn't have been done, but again, it's just, I don't know what to say other than I've not experienced this before in 120 trials.
Right, and some big cases, which put on in. Joe is no stranger to cases that have media, that have press, that have pressure. But the thing about Joe is that, and I'm going to say this, he's not going to be pushed off his game when he's representing a client. And I also will say, as I said to your son, Chris, you're one of the nicest people I know. You are such a gentleman. Everyone says you're a bulldog in the courtroom, but you better be more than a bulldog. When you're representing somebody, you better be you, Joe. And when we thank you for that.
It meant a lot to me that you said that because, look, at the end of the day, like when I'm in the well of court, I'm different than being the one outside. I don't wake up trying to cross-examine people. I'm not combative. I try to do right every day. I try to be a good person. I'm not perfect, obviously, but I do try and treat people with respect. I grew up not well off. I didn't miss a meal, right? I wasn't homeless, but I grew up initially in Brownsville, Brooklyn, then moved to Flatbush, Sheepshead Bay. So it's not like I was, privileged, let's put it that way. My parents are amazing. They were, hardworking, immigrant families and stuff like that. But,
like mine.
Yeah, but it's just, so you learn, and there was, look, I gotta tell you, I've sort of come back full circle to being appreciative of my beginnings and becoming more humble. It's a point where I had nothing and then I had a lot of something and I was like, oh, I have something and I'm important and stuff like that. And that's all nonsense because that's not the important things in life. What's important things in life and family and being a good person and trying to, do the right thing and not be someone who hurts people. And again, I have to work on that. I'm better at being a better person, but I try. And so anyway, but what I do in the court is completely different. I am mission oriented in there, and I'm a heat-seeking missile. And I will rip your head off if I think you're getting in the way of justice for my client. I really will. I'm just a bit of an animal when it comes to that.
Joe, a lot of people are just experiencing the Tacopina effect for the first time. I'm going to set the Wayback Machine here and go to 2007. I'm the correspondent for Court TV. Melanie McGuire case. That's when I first, ran into this daredevil, this force. And I can just say, I'm not sucking up here. Linda, do I suck up?
No, I can just suck up. He doesn't have tagline.
In 17 years, you've gotten better, more charismatic in the courtroom. Riz, I think some of the kids call it.
Riz.
And just fine-tuned. You fine-tuned your craft. And it's just fun to watch, and that and it ain't just us in our little world here. It's worldwide. Am I right, Linda?
Yeah, it's worldwide. As a matter of fact, we have you have brought Rocky's case and your skills to many people all over the world, including down under the Aussies.
Right.
And we have one of the podcasts that we're going to highlight today from Lisa Shorty. It's Miss Shorty, and she has a comment and a question for you.
Sure.
Hi, Joe, or should I say, Mr. Tacopina.
Joe's
Hi,
good.
Linda. Hi, Michael. Hi, Justice Serve TV folk. Wow, what an honor. I just want to say, firstly, what an absolute pleasure it was to watch you in action, Mr. Flexback. I mean, Mr. Tacopina. I've heard you've heard about the thirst in Camp Shorty for you. Whew! To me, it felt like you were quite reverent and restrained in the courtroom. It was pretty apparent in your closing arguments that you have a lot of stage presence and charisma. You were much more animated, and it was amazing to watch. 10-10. But was this difficult for you to show such restraint in the courtroom?
Boy,
Is it difficult for you to show such restraint in the courtroom?
it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I mean, in so many ways with this Relly guy. But that was, I said this to the jury, I mean, that was, perhaps they had a front row seat to the worst witness in American jurisprudence history. That guy imploded, like I've never seen someone implode.
Jurisprudence,
I mean,
philosophy of
there was no
law.
meat off the bone, left on the bone. I mean, you reported some things about this witness and his credibility.
It really was a real piece of work.
This way.
ASAP Relly.
He was so bad. I mean, he's a guy who admitted perjury to the jury. He said, "Yes, I perjured myself because I want to get out of here." I was like, wow.
And he said, look,
He was basically saying, I can say whatever I want to say whenever I want to.
I had to spend 5 days here with this
Calling
man.
evidence fake. I mean, it was a defense attorney. It was a glorious train wreck. It really was. Because as a defense attorney, it was a dream come true. But on the other hand, to have a guy like that, be condescending, disrespectful, call me bro, saying Tacopina to me, to the point where the judge said, I actually said to the judge at one point, I said, you're going to have to handle him or I will, okay? Because I will not let him call me Tacopina one more time. So whatever you want to do, judge, you don't have to say a word. I can deal with it. Or you can, whatever way you think is best. And the next time he said it, the judge up there said, you do not call him Tacopina, you call him Mr. Tacopina, the way he called you Mr. Efron. It was so hard for me. People who know me well, including my partner Chad, were saying, how the heck did you keep your cool? And it was the hardest thing I've had to do in a trial, maybe in a long time. So I wanted to slice him up verbally and just destroy him, mock him, whatever. But it would have sort of reduced the juxtaposition of really that type of character. I wanted him to stand out, that sort of volatility to stand out. I mean, look what he was doing in a courtroom with a judge, bailiffs, sheriff's deputies, cameras, a jury, and he was throwing water bottles, cursing, challenging me, almost flexing his muscles, like acting like a complete thug in a courtroom. So I told the jury, imagine what he's like in the dark of night when he doesn't think anyone's watching, when there's no people with guns in the back. I mean, imagine what he's like then.